morning to you all. My name is Donna Oosthuizen. I'm the Director of Capital Markets here at the JSE, and it is really an enormous pleasure for me to welcome all of you here for this very important listing of a green bond by the International Finance Corporation. And I bring a very special greeting from Nikki Newton-King, our CEO, who personally wanted to be here. The JSE, as many of you know, has a very long association with the IFC. It's an organization that we hold in very, very high regard. We really couldn't be prouder, Salim. I really have to tell you that. And for this instrument to be linked to climate change and sustainable investment makes it even more special. So I guess the question that you would ask is, why is the JSE making such a big deal out of this, and why is this so important? And I have to say that I was so thrilled to see this happening now, because I had the great privilege of representing the JSE at COP21. I just got back yesterday. I was asked, why is this important to Africa? The capital markets are bigger in other parts of the world. And as you all know, the focus of COP21 has been around limiting global temperature increases to 2% or below. And quite frankly, even at 2%, there's really global devastation. The point is, if the world temperature increases goes up by 1 to 2 degrees, sub-Saharan Africa goes up by 3 to 4 degrees. Now just think about that. That means between 40 to 80% total loss in croplands. Be that as it may, I think there is a lot of positivity that we can turn to in our part of the world. As I mentioned, Johannesburg, the city of Johannesburg just won an award for the bond they issued. We have this benchmark issue now from the IFC that I think is going to be critically important and leading the way. We rank #1 in the world in terms of accounting and reporting standards against 140 countries. So we're very proud of that, and that's not what the JSE does. That's not the JSE's rating. That's South Africa's rating. We really feel the IFC is a partner. We look forward to more we can be doing, Salim, with the IFC in not just green bond initiatives, but other initiatives that foster sustainable development and that address vulnerabilities around climate change. We need to pretend that you're at a Springboks game or a Bafana game, so please make as much noise as you can for the IFC GreenBond listing today.
I didn't realize this was the first time that we're celebrating a bond listing, and it's a real honor. And it has been a great pleasure working with you and with your team. So special thanks to the JSE for hosting this event today. We really applaud your leadership, the JSE's leadership in promoting a dynamic, vibrant capital market, which is critical to the growth of South Africa, but also the rest of Africa. And we hope the presence of our bonds on the JSE bond market bodes well for the market in general. I work there, so I have to say this. I think the IFC story is a good one. First and foremost, IFC is the largest global development institution focused on the private sector in emerging markets. Africa is our top priority, and we're investing billions of dollars annually in African financial institutions, businesses, infrastructure, and other projects that are propelling the continent forward. We're also a global leader in local capital market development. We've issued bonds in 17 local emerging market currencies. We do that because we believe that deep, vibrant capital markets are the foundation of a thriving private sector. And a thriving private sector, in turn, is the basis for economic growth and job creation. In the interest of time, I'd like to focus on one particular area, and that's the contribution that green bonds make to encouraging diversified asset classes. We're very committed to financing projects that have a positive impact on climate change. And green bonds are a powerful tool that help us to rally international and domestic savings towards climate change. The investments are expected to reduce greenhouse emissions by about 10 million metric tons of carbon dioxide per year. In colloquial terms, that's equivalent to removing 2 million cars from the roads of the world. Now, let me focus a little bit on what this means for South Africa. Even in this country's relatively sophisticated capital market, financial innovation is still needed. We have supported several projects with our own funding, our own balance sheet, but to meet the country's huge infrastructure needs, we really need to crowd institutional investors into this space. Together with other DFIs and with South Africa's sophisticated banks and with the JSE, we want to do more in areas like providing construction guarantees for project bonds so that institutional investors can provide long-term funding without having to assume construction risk. Before I conclude, I want to recognize our partners who made this first green bond listing by IFC in South Africa possible. I want to again thank our JSE hosts. I also want to recognize First Rand Limited, one of South Africa's largest banking groups and the anchor investor in this 9-year bond. And I'd like to recognize and thank Bowman Gilfillian, legal advisor for the program, and Standard Bank of South Africa, our JSE debt sponsor. To all the staff here today and the many more who are not, that worked on this transaction, we're really very grateful for your efforts. Today's listing is only the first of many milestones in this area for IFC in Africa. Thank you very much.
My name is Martin Koch. We manage the trading engines as part of the team. So if I can draw your attention to the screen quickly, we see in the top left-hand corner, the symbol that we are listing today, the bond. For interest, we've got the all bond index just displaying over there in the top corner, and the R186 bond, just because it's the closest tenor to the one we're listing today. And if I can ask you all to join me in the countdown.
3, 2, 1. With that, we'd like very much to welcome you to some breakfast. I'm going to sign a certificate together with Salim and give him a trophy, which I'm sure will hopefully have a place of honor at the IFC offices.